So let's talk about like some eye symptoms and eye conditions. You guys ready for that? I figure someone out there has an eye problem in some way, some shape, or some form. Let's talk about blurriness of the eyes. Now here's the deal with blurriness. It's complicated. It's complicated because everybody's blurriness is different. It's different. Someone else's blurry eyes isn't someone else's blurry eyes. It's an entirely different thing going on. There are a whole bunch of reasons why we have blurry eyes. And let's explore some of it. Eyes are so complicated, we're just going to get what we can get done. So, for example, one person could have blurry eyes caused by macular degeneration. Okay, so macular degeneration. You guys know that one? Did you go to the eye doctor and like, hey, the eye doctor's like, I see some degeneration in here. We got some problems. So maybe you're one that's been going through that, or you've been through that. See, now, macular degeneration is, first of all, is an antioxidant deficiency and a mineral deficiency. It's an antioxidant deficiency and a mineral deficiency. You have to know that about macular degeneration. It's not technically like it's not like other things that go wrong with eyes. It's really just for the first 10 years of your life, you had just food that had really nothing in it. First 20 years of your life, you might have food that's had nothing in it. First 30 years of your life, I always kid around and say, people eat fruit when it's on their strawberry shortcake. So they have strawberries when it's on strawberry shortcake. They eat blueberries when it's in a pancake. They eat blueberries when it's in a muffin. I remember years ago a friend of mine was like, look, I eat a lot of blueberries. So I was like, well, where are you getting them? And my friend says, well, I have a blueberry muffin every morning. I couldn't believe it. First of all, I laughed. I had a good laugh, which is probably, maybe that's not the best thing that I could have done for support. But it was the first thing I did anyway. I couldn't help it. I do tend to laugh a lot. But the point is that, he really thought that all the blueberries in a blueberry muffin were going to cut it. And I said, well, where's your blueberry muffin? Where did you get it? And what are they using? And then they're using fake blueberries on top of it. So sorry about that, you guys. So they're using fake blueberries on top of it. It wasn't even real blueberries in the blueberry muffin. They're fake blueberries. There's actually fake blueberries. They're actually fake. They're made out of some kind of like jelly and some kind of gelatinous stuff that's dyed blue and flavored blue. So anyway, so he was getting lots of blueberries, and and then some people, they get their apple and apple pie. Some people get their bananas and bananas, sundaes or whatever you call those at the ice cream parlor, and banana splits or whatever, in different places you can get them. And then, every now and then someone has, like a slice of mandarin or something like that in some kind of a holiday thing, or they have a piece of fruitcake with dried sulfured fruit in it in the holidays. Look, you guys might be getting pissed off at me right now because that might be what you're doing. You might be doing something like that, and now you're getting mad at me. But look, the deal is that we can go through a hunk of our life without getting enough antioxidants. We can go through a hunk of our life without getting what we need, and it can pass by. So we got makeup time to do. Just fasten your seatbelts. I haven't said that in a while. We just got to do it. We're gonna have to fasten our seatbelts for this because we got responsibilities today. We got responsibilities. We got to start eating better. And all right. And look, some of you guys out there are killing it right now. You guys are just eating really good. I mean, you're eating probably better than me. I mean, seriously, I've seen people out there that are eating so good that I'm like, whoa, and I'm mind blown from it because they're doing nothing but their smoothies and they're doing lots and lots of wild blueberries. And I'm like, whoa, I didn't even have my wild blueberries today. And so I'm really proud of everybody, but I'm proud of everybody. Because, we all got different circumstances and we got to just do the best we can and eat when we can and eat what we can, get what we can. I understand the whole situation. So blurriness of the eyes. So say we got macular degeneration. That's like a historic piece of your life that's missing something, or basically it's history in your life with all these missing pieces, and these missing pieces are antioxidants at all these different times in your lives, and minerals from foods that they're mineral rich, and that comes from fruits, vegetables, herbs, spices, and wild foods. That's where it comes from. It comes from there. So we're gonna, and that's the whole thing. That's where it comes from. And like I talk about in life-changing foods, I talk about every disease and illness. Literally, a fruit or a vegetable, herb, spice can help reverse. All right, so macular degeneration, it's about antioxidants. What do we need to do? We're going to talk about foods to help that a little later on. We're going to talk about supplements to help that a little later on. But that's one form of blurriness, you guys. That's one form of blurriness. And then, what about another form of blurry vision that's different, that isn't the same thing? And, the doctors look. You go to the doctor, the eye doctor, you say, hey, look, I got these blurry eyes. I don't know what's going on here. Is it my prescription? Do I need glasses? And the eye doctor looks, and the eye doctor says, say you have prescriptions anyway. The eye doctor says, well, your prescriptions are fine. They line up. You have no macular degeneration. You got no glaucoma. You got nothing else going on. I don't know why you have blurry eyes. The mystery blurry eyes. Okay, that's neurological. That's central nervous system. So mystery blurry eyes is central nervous system. And if anybody dealing with it's they're gonna know that it gets a little better in the morning. Okay, so when they wake up in the morning, they might be a little blurry at first for a few minutes, but when they shake it off and get out of their tiredness and everything else, their eyes are more clear, and then towards the end of the day, they just get more blurry. By nighttime, they get blurry, and they're just totally blurry. And that's the central nervous system. That's the kind of blurriness that gets in the way of people driving. You have a sensitive central nervous system. That blurriness is usually from other things happening, like a blood toxicity, a liver condition, heavy metals in the liver, viral issues like an Epstein-Barr in the liver. So maybe you guys have noticed that with some of your Epstein-Barr issues that you're learning now here at the show, and you're learning with the different Facebook groups and everything that we're teaching the information about Epstein-Barr, that your blurry eyes really, really can be that low-grade viral thing, because the Epstein-Barr releases poisons and toxins, and the liver gets filled with toxins, the blood gets toxic, and you get the blurry eyes. It affects the central nervous system, and that's what happens. It's one form of blurry eyes right there. And then there's another type of blurry eyes, because blurry eyes are the most popular issue, actually, one of the most popular issues, so I'm really hitting that hard now. There's another type of blurry eyes, and this blurry eye is about blood sugar. It's about blood sugar. So blood sugar issues, hypoglycemia, hyperglycemia, mostly hypo, and inconsistent blood sugar issues, glucose deficiencies, that are all that sporadic blood sugar, high A1C, whatever, and that, those blood sugar disorders, whatever someone has, even on a mild level, will give you blurry eyes. That could easily give you blurry eyes. And a lot of the different type 2 diabetes, prediabetes, high A1C, hypoglycemia, all that is adrenals and liver. So once again, we're back to the liver, we're back to adrenals, and that's a big part of that all on its own. So that's another form of blurry vision. So that means that, look, protect your adrenals if you're in that form of blurry vision. It's time to protect your adrenals. It's time to eat every hour and a half. Can't let your blood sugar drop. Lower the animal protein. The more animal protein you eat with hypoglycemia, you'll feel like it balances out, but the worse it'll get and turn into prediabetes. So it means you have to lower the animal protein. I'm not against animal protein. I'm just saying if you're dealing with hypoglycemia, you're dealing with blurry eyes because of blood sugar issues, you've got to lower the animal protein. You could maybe eat it once a day, and the rest has to be more fruits and vegetables and salads and different things like that we always talk about. And you'll see you can get a little bit better. But you have to eat every hour and a half if you're dealing with that kind of blurry eye. And that's a big deal. So you want to support your adrenals and strengthen your adrenals, clean up your liver, and then maybe down the road you can bring in more animal protein if you want. Once you get it under control and get it in a better place, and don't set yourself in the stage for prediabetes and diabetes. And so that's that. And as long you just have to have a healthy diet too around it all. But that's one type of blurry eyes that we're talking about. And so and then there's other things too. Let's leave blurry eyes for a little bit. Let's go into other areas too. People talk about glasses. They say, well, if you need glasses, you got you got a health problem or you got eye problems. Not necessarily with glasses. That's not how it works. If a child needs glasses early, this is mercury inherited from the family. This is mercury passed down from the family line. Mercury causes people to need glasses. Not entirely every reason why people need to have glasses, but it is responsible for people needing glasses. Mercury disorientates the eye. It basically throws off the eyes, the eye muscles. It throws off the eye's responses. It throws off the even some of the nerves behind the eye. Mercury does a whole bunch of things, and if it's systemic, if mercury is systemic and it comes from a family line, or you picked up new mercury, children will need glasses, and they will need them soon. Literally, it can happen overnight, and that's what happens with mercury and the mercury's effect on as far as everything to do with eye health. So it's a big part of it right there. So some people collect a little bit of amounts of mercury throughout their whole life. They have a little bit of inherited, and then they collect it over, all through their life, and then their eyes start they start needing glasses at age 40, age 42, age 44. This is just your normal average buildup of heavy metal toxicity, forcing glasses to be needed. This is a big part of it. And so when it comes down to glasses, it's really just, higher levels of mercury in the body. But we're not allowed to talk about mercury ever. Instead, we have to completely avoid it like it doesn't exist. In life-changing foods, I really let it loose about the things that are taking us down as a culture, as a society, and really harming us. And one of those is mercury. But hey, everybody wants to blame it on our genes, because no one wants to go there. No one wants to go there. No one wants to know what's really causing our problems and how, we have this mercury that's being passed from generation to generation. It's ruining our eyes. It's causing all kinds of trouble. But hey, no, blame it on our genes. It's always the easy way out. It's the best way out because it's your fault. That means it's your fault. I love that. I love how it's always blamed on us. Autoimmune, it's your fault. Genetics, it's your fault. You're just a pain in the ass. It's your fault. How about that? So that's just not how it works. It's not how it should work, and we need to change that tide, and it's important, and that's the whole point. So we have to be honest about the mercury that we have, that we're inherited, and we get affected by now and collect throughout our lifetime, and it has to come out. That's why the heavy metal detoxes are important. So what I'm saying is, if you're somebody dealing with eyeglasses, needing eyeglasses, it's heavy metal detox is what you have to do, is what you need to do. Someone said to me recently, you wear glasses, Anthony. And I said, do you know my story? Do you know my story? Because if you don't know my story, let me give you a little basis, a little foundation of my story. I live my life 3/4 blind because I see nothing but white from Spirit's light, because I do readings nonstop my entire life. So everybody, people, if you're not blind for other reasons, or handicapped or blind for other reasons, and you're not blind, and you have your regular eyesight, you get to see your whole life, there's no 3/4 missing. I have 3/4 missing of my life because it goes white, and I talk about that, and I've talked about this before in different places. It's a light blindness that comes when Spirit does readings, or I look inside the body of somebody. And the light that happens, that's why I need an assistant when I go on an airplane, because I just lose my eyesight in the airport instantly, because I'm doing all the readings, Spirit sending light down. I'm looking at everybody. I'm doing reads. It's unstoppable. I can't stop it. It's been happening since age 4. And so what I did was, I went to the eye doctor and myself, and I said, you know what, I'm going to go to an eye doctor. I'm going to talk about my gift and how it blinds out my light and wipes it all out, and and I can't see. So the eye doctor looked at my eyes and said, well, you got the perfect 20/20 vision, so you don't have an eye problem, so you don't need glasses. And I told him about what was going on. He said, you know what, though, we could probably throw on some glasses so that when you go in front of crowds and you do things, that you can see farther away with all the haze of light that you got to live with. Maybe it'll improve you by 1% or something. And it has. It actually helps. So when I'm doing events or anything else, it helps get through the smoke and fog of that bright light that spirit sends down. So that's why I wear glasses. But when I do wear them, but the point is that when we have to wear glasses, though, in life and everything, we're dealing with a mercury issue. We're dealing with the heavy metal that we have to deal with, and that has to be cleaned up, and your eyes will get better. Your eyes will get better. I've lots of people I know that have done the heavy metal detox they've gotten rid of their glasses, and they've been able to toss them and throw them out. Don't do that yet. Make sure that you're taking care of yourself. Meaning use your glasses for a while until you start adjusting, and then you start adjusting, and then you start adjusting. Get the heavy metals out, build yourself up, get the antioxidants in, get the minerals in with all the foods that we're going to talk about a little later. And you can be one of those people that actually doesn't need their glasses as much anymore, or your eyesight improves enough where you only need them partially or whatever it is. So but as far as children needing glasses at age 6 or age 4 or age 8, that's from large deposits of mercury that are passed on down the line, plus new collections of it. So let's keep that in mind. And so let's talk about some different things as well. Glaucoma, that's an interesting one. Eye pressure, inflammation, blood vessels, eye pressure, the whole bit. That's from Epstein-Barr. That's the culprit for glaucoma. There's an Epstein-Barr virus, a variety that causes glaucoma. And I've seen this variety not do much of anything besides give somebody a little fatigue until they become 80 years old and they get the glaucoma. Or they get a little fatigue at age 60, 70, doesn't really do much, but the variety of Epstein-Barr I'm talking about ends up causing glaucoma. So that's actually one of the varieties of Epstein-Barr. And so if you're dealing with glaucoma, you got to deal with antivirals. Antivirals, which leads me to something to tell you that most eye conditions are viral, and that's a whole nother thing. So let's talk about some different eye conditions here. We got glaucoma, which is viral. That's Epstein-Barr related. So you want to do anti-Epstein-Barr protocols, including diets and all the different things to knock that out and improve that so your eye pressure comes down. And I've seen people's eye pressures drop from getting the right things in them, including getting zinc in them and getting the right foods, getting rid of the eggs, the dairy products, doing some antivirals, olive leaf. I've seen people get better with that. Now, lots of vitamin C also helps get rid of glaucoma too over time and drops the pressure down. Now, there's other things associated with viral issues like burning. Eye burning. I've had people come to me over the years, the worst eye burning, and it's hell, and it completely disables them, and they can't function, they can't work, they can't do anything. They got burning around their eyes, they got burning under their eyes, they got burning above their eyes. They're running around, they think it's mold, and it's not mold, and they go to 100 different doctors, the neurologist, you name it, and they get MRIs, CAT scans of their brain. And the eye burning is relentless, and that's really, that kills me when I see somebody going through that, because it's just horrible. And so what happens with that's usually the shingles that does the eye burning. I've seen Epstein-Barr edge onto it sometimes or hedge it, but the shingles tend to do a lot of eye burning. You don't need a rash to have the eye burning, although some people, they break out shingles on their shoulder. The shoulder blade, back, neck, torso, whatever, they break out with a shingles, and then it goes away. 5 years later, they have burning eyes. That's later stage shingles without the rash. So, and you don't even have to have the rash in order to have that. So the burning eyes is a lot of shingles stuff. So what you do is, we work on the shingles protocols, very important. So that's critical. But it's good to know what's causing it. Tickling, tingling sensations on the side of the face causing eye issues. Temple, on the temple, causing eyes to squint, causing eyes to feel weak, causing eyes to burn a little bit. That's all shingles. It's all viral too. Floaters, white spots, black spots, unexplained. You're at the eye doctor, don't know what the hell it is. That's Epstein-Barr. That's 100% viral. It's a lot of neurotoxin floating around in the body, and it short circuits the eyes. It actually short circuits currents and electrical currents that go to the eye and causes floaters. It causes all kinds of different things. Now, I'm not talking about detached retina and you see something because you got a detached retina and you're seeing, a dark spot or you're seeing something else. I'm talking about floaters that are unexplained. That's all Epstein-Barr, 100%. And it gets us every time. The floaters are really annoying. That's something that's really annoying. That's why I'm doing the Life-Changing Foods book. I put it out there because I have that symptom, showing what foods to deal with that symptom. You focus on that symptom, take the foods out of the book, focus on just those foods, and you get better and you start moving forward and you start going past things. So floaters is a big one there. Trigeminal neuralgia. Trigeminal neuralgia is caused by shingles. That's something that goes up the neck. It goes in the jaw. It goes in the, you get told you have TMJ. Sometimes you don't get told you have TMJ, but you just have that pain. That tends to run to the eye, causing eye pain. So eye pain, unexplained eye pain, is the nerves caused by trigeminal neuralgia, caused by shingles. That's a whole other one too. So let me just simplify. You got eye pain. It's unexplainable. It's the shingles. Simplified. Okay, we want to complicate it. Yes, it's trigeminal neuralgia. It's from the neurotoxin from shingles, inflaming the nerve, the trigeminal nerve. When that nerve gets inflamed, it'll give you eye pain. That's a little bit more the complicated version. So, and it gets, and there's just more to it than that too. So that's another example. Migraines, eye-related migraines. Okay, yep, eye-related migraines. Ocular migraines, different kinds of migraines, all then affect eyes, going to the eyes. Once again, viral and heavy metals too, though. So that's a whole combination of viral and heavy metals. Shingles virus is one of them. I've even seen, the Epstein-Barr too. I've even seen other things like HHV6 throw that into the mix. Some people have really high versions of, CMV, cytomegalovirus, and I've seen that kind of amp up the ante a little bit as far as creating poisons. But understand this, migraines, yes, viral eye problems from migraines. So that's a whole nother angle. A lot of people with migraines go to the eye doctor all the time, eye issues all the time. They're wondering what's going on, getting checked all the time. So that's another example. Let's talk about something else. I know I always run us out of time, but we got time. We still got time. Hang in there. Is the seatbelt still on? Are you guys hanging in there? Because I'm hoping so. Styes. Who gets a sty out there? Who gets chronic styes? They're awful. That's streptococcus. That's strep in the system. That's strep in the sinuses that sit there dormant. It comes out. It causes a sty. Your immune system breaks down. So that's that. You can even put, styes are also from fresh strep. So strep that you grabbed a doorknob in a greasy doorknob in kind of a really dirty place, and then you just had your finger in your eye for like 10 minutes because you decided to rub your eye. That's an easy sty coming. Also, I've seen people get the flu virus or cold or flu, and it dropped the immune system. The congestion actually feeds any kind of ongoing streptococcus issue that's happening, and that sty can break out just from the strep. But styes are mostly strep related, and so that's something that we got to keep our immune system up. Zinc, got to have your vitamin C. All that has to be there for your immune system. Let's talk about some other things too. Optic nerve issues, 100% viral. 100% viral. Optic nerve issues, optic neuritis. There's all kinds of different nerve issues with the optic nerve. So when you go to the eye doctor and they look deep into the nerve, they do a test. They say, hey, your optic nerves look healthy. And if they don't look healthy, that's a viral infection right there. Epstein-Barr, it's one of the varieties of Epstein-Barr that causes optic neuritis and also different kinds of optic nerve issues. You start getting problematic issues with an eye or one eye or two eyes. Usually just one eye with optic nerve issues. That's viral, so we got to go antiviral. Another reason why the fruits, the vegetables, herbs, spices, the wild foods are antiviral. It matters so much. I'm going to blame viral because it's the truth of what things are, instead of blaming you and your body and your health. So your body being autoimmune, your body attacking itself. I'm not going to go that direction. I'll never go that direction ever, because it's not accurate. It's completely incorrect. I'm going to blame the viral issues. So you may as well learn and know these viral issues. And I'm proud of you guys for just being here and wanting to know the truth. So cataracts. Cataracts is another good one. That's pesticide exposure. That's pesticides building up. If you're someone that's had to eat conventional food your entire life without any organic food coming in, most likely you're heading into some cataracts. Cataracts, believe it or not, is also old DDT that's in our system from forefathers and foremoms and foredads and our great grandparents and so forth. So DDT sits in us, and it just sits in us and sits in us, and it gets passed a generation. It might take 100 generations to get DDT out of us, unless you adapt or know how to get rid of it. In the Life Changing Foods book, I talk about DDT being one of the big culprits still today. Not just the heavy metals, but that too, DDT and other pesticides and herbicides. Cataracts is pesticide, herbicide, and old DDT. That's what it is in your system. So that's something to understand. So it's about taking out all the pesticides, all the herbicides we can out of the body with the right kind of foods, and that matters too. So a lot of eye problems in general, are fixable. A lot of eye injuries tend to not be as easy to fix, but we can still support the eye we have left, or both eyes if they're injured. So dryness, eye dryness. Welcome to adrenal issues. Welcome to adrenal issues with dry eyes, dry eyeness and stuff. That's a big piece of it. Adrenals have a big role. It's not the entire reason. Some people get dry eyes because they get blockages in the ducts. These blockages are from low-grade bacterial infections such as strep and even staph. Staph's actually another one that gets in the eye that can cause a sty too. It's not just 100% strep, but it's close. But styes actually, can be staph too. I forgot to tell you guys that. Apologize. And so dry eyes, got to get your adrenals strong, without a doubt. So it's all about adrenal health. Look,